Hey, what's up, guys? Joe Madden here. Pick some parlays. It's week 6 in the NFL, and we kick it off Thursday night with the Philadelphia Eagles taking on the New York Giants. Now, this matchup is an NFC East, a rivalry game in which we're seeing the Eagles rolling in as a 7.5-point favorite. We do have a total of 40.5, and normally for me, when I'm looking at these style of matchups, it would be the dog over a touchdown in a rivalry game here at home. So I'd have to look at the plus the points. But can we really back the New York Giants with Jackson Dart under center? We know the struggles he's had in those interceptions he's been throwing. So let's get into breaking down this game. Before we do, I want to remind you guys of the Weekend Warrior package. This is happening over on picksandparlays.net. You can jump in now for all of your handicapper. Well, your handicapper choices, best bets. You can get their best bets for Saturday and Sunday in the NFL, in college football. So it's football picks in this Weekend Warrior package. You'll get their Saturday and Sunday football picks, as well as they'll throw in the bonus of Monday's picks as well in football for only $49. You guys, this is quite the steal. Now, as we go over this game, those bets that we're looking at for this free video, I want to remind you guys to hit that like, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any of the free content here on Picks and Parlays on YouTube. You guys, it would be great if you can hit that like button. Okay, you guys, let's start looking at a couple of trends here, a couple of different angles we can look at to bet this game. So when we look at the Eagles and we look at how strong they have been out there on the road dating back to last season, they have gone 10-12 in games on the road against that spread. That's a coverage of 83.3%. Now, 7.5 is a lot here, but really is it? I look at this New York Giants team and they're an absolute mess. The Eagles have also gone 6-2 against the spread in divisional games since 2024. The Giants have covered just 2 of their last 8 games versus the NFC East. Not great numbers here for the New York Giants. We look at the Giants, and my lack of faith does come in Jackson Dart and his ability to move that ball. We saw a great game out of him versus the LA Chargers. In one, he was able to move it nicely, but then we start to see those interceptions coming. Over its first 2 games, Jackson Dart has been able to throw for 330 yards, and that's over both of them, you guys. 3 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. He has been sacked 6 times. I would look at him to be forced into that pressure in this game. I don't doubt that he throws that interception. If you like betting the interception props, I would look at 1 and then sprinkle on the 2. We do see the Giants here with a solid defense in the trenches, but it's their secondary that is an absolute mess. They're coming off a 12-point loss to the New Orleans Saints. Yes, they lost to the New Orleans Saints by 12 points in the game, which the Giants did turn the ball over 5 times. I'm looking for this defense to crumble in the red zone and for the Eagles to be just too much for them. Looking at a player here for the New York Giants that I do think can have success, I'd look at Cam Scatterbo for his rushing props. Now, looking at take him to the over, Cam Scatterbo has averaged 105 yards from scrimmage in his last 3 games, and he's only got the start in 2 of those, and I do think we're going to see him get that production. Jackson Dart will be forced into that pressure. I see them turning to a more solid run game in this one versus the Philadelphia Eagles because I just don't trust Jackson Dart with his arms. Now, when we look at the other side of the ball, for the Philadelphia Eagles, we look at Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts had 3 rushing yards in their loss to Denver. It just wasn't what we're used to out of Hurts. It was his fewest rushing yards over 71 games as a starter here. Now, if you look at Jalen Hurts for over his rushing yards in this one, they're giving you number 39.5. We're seeing strength in the defensive trenches for the New York Giants, but I do think we're going to see Jalen Hurts be able to have success for them. I look at Jalen Hurts over the 39.5 rushing yards, and then I also like him over his passing yards. His passing prop coming in at 196.5. Like I said, we look here at the secondary, and it's atrocious for the New York Giants. Jalen Hurts is the only quarterback who has started all games this season yet to throw that INT. I don't see it coming in this one. Hurts will have to avoid Brian Burns, though. He will be coming for him in this one. He has already 5 sacks on the season, 3rd most in the whole league. So as long as Jalen Hurts can avoid Brian Burns, you're going to see him be able to get that ball nice and deep down the field. And who's he going to get that ball to? Now, I know we're all talking about Saquon Barkley, right? Saquon Barkley is being used, of course, in the run game as well as in the passing game, but lack of production in the run game as of late. He's not 100%. That knee is banged up. Remember, he did play for the Giants. It has been a hot minute, but he was with the Giants before. So it is Barkley versus his former team for that anytime touchdown. It's coming in at minus 160. There's no value there for me. Now, Barkley had just 6 carries for 30 yards again versus the Denver Broncos. But he did catch that long pass for a touchdown. So we saw success out of him in that way. I would look at his rushing and receiving prop in this game. I think he's going to be utilized in both, especially with the defense here of the New York Giants. Now, when we're looking at Jalen Hurts and who he can get that ball to, we know the squeaky wheel gets the oil, right? AJ Brown was complaining before that last game versus Denver, and he still didn't get a lot of production in that last game. But that was a hard game for the Philadelphia Eagles. But I do think this is a game where AJ Brown gets his. So give me him for over 4.5 receptions, as well as the anytime touchdown at plus 185. We look at the New York Giants defense, and they are ranked 24th against the pass. So this is a really good opportunity for AJ Brown to get his tutty in this game. And then last but not least, I will look at tight end Theo Johnson here for the New York Giants. We look at him. He's been able to get 3 touchdowns over the last 2 games. He's being utilized. The short passes, you would think we're going to see Jackson Dart be forced into as that pressure does come on him. So a short week here for Jackson Dart facing the defense here of the Philadelphia Eagles sounds like a recipe for disaster for me in this game. Other than those props, you guys, if the Giants can keep it tight, I think it's in the first half. I'd look at them first half plus 4.5 at minus 120, but then look for the Eagles to pull away in this one. I think there's just going to be too much when push comes to shove in this game for the New York Giants, especially with Jackson Dart at the helm. So I'll look at the Eagles team total. That team total is a nice number, 24.5 minus 111 on the majority of the books to the over. Can they get 25 points? Absolutely. Can they get 26 points on the Giants? Of course. Can they get 30 points on the Giants? Definitely worth a sprinkle. I'll take them to over 29.5 points, you guys. I do think we're in for a game here where the Eagles will be able to control this game on their offensive side of things and defensively shut down Jackson Dart. So I'll stay off the full game total. I'm going to stay off that spread. I'll just look at the Giants in the first half, and then it's the Eagles to go over 24.5 points, firing it up, doing those ults, doing those ladders up to over 29.5 points for even more plus money. You guys, all the best in all of your bets. Again, if you're looking for the handicappers' best bets of picks and parlays, head on over to picksandparlays.net. You'll find all of their packages over there, including the Weekend Warrior, which will get you every football play from your picks and parlays handicapper of choice for Saturday and Sunday for only $49. And as an added bonus, they're going to throw in any football plays on Monday at absolutely no extra cost. So you guys, head on over to picksandparlays.net today. Hit that like, hit that subscribe and notification button so you don't miss out on any of the great content. And make sure you do tune in for all Joe Madden on Mondays, Thursdays, and Fridays at 11 a.m. Eastern. Stay hot, you guys, and let's make some freaking money.